Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say, no good deed goes unpunished.
Hello, afternoon, evening. How you doing? You okay? What we got here? Somebody mumbling in the background here? Okay, so what is going on? Well, nothing much. I'm just chilling, doing a bit more on this. Okay, we were doing the quick memory banks last time, making the list so we could add to the list. Now we need to tidy up the screen and also send it to the radio if we can. Send it to the radio and tidy the screen up and make it work good and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's get on with it. So anyway, we've done a bit to the skin. We've got FT-891S, and if you look over there, sorry, 891S, there we go. But if you look over here, there's the S, and if you look, where is it? I've lost it. I have lost it. Oh, yeah. There's the FT-891S, there it is. And I've put in FT-891S by G7UIV, just a little bit down the side, like that, similar to that bit there. That bit there says something or other. Just some AI generated stuff there, but yeah, never mind. Okay, so let's see what we got then. So that's the thumbnail, so let's bring up the program. I can hear someone on the radio. Never mind. Right, so we need to go over to the display. So let's go down here and grab hold of that particular tab. Oh, let me see if I got some audio. Have I got audio? Who knows? You never can tell. We need to go over. We got some audio. You never can tell. When Windows does its update, you never know what's working and what isn't these days. Anyway. Right. Where did I get to? I have no idea. Right, so I think I've gone straight past it. I've got no real coding real estate here. If you look at it, there's nothing here. Am I even in the right file? That's it, me. Where's it gone? Oh, just click there. There it is, tab control. So let's lose some of this and raise some of that. So I want to get to this one. No, that's not the one. This one. That's the one.
59 for you, 88.
So I need to tidy the screen up. So we always need to maintain the frequency we're on. So this is our real estate area. When we switch to that mode, we still need to have access to this, and so the meters always need to be there, sort of. No, I think we'll probably lose the bottom half of the meter, just the signal meter, and only see that when we go toggle. Obviously it's not running. Let's just run it up. Okay, I see there were still idiots on M0 DCX trying to destroy his live stream. Sad people, never mind. They got nothing else to do, or they're just jealous, I don't know. Anyway, so we've got this screen here, so if I was to just scan something, let's just scan 20 meters. So I don't know how far this video series can go. There's a lot of stuff to do yet, a lot of ideas, so I don't know. So I was thinking of setting up a group, a Facebook group. So I'll have a look at that. I've got a group for something, but I think just specifically for this thing, maybe. And I don't know, we'll sort that out or something. Right, so we've got this list here, so we should be able to go down it. So it'll be nice if it picks a frequency up. Obviously there's something there, but it's not, I can't seem to find it. So it looks like it's there. So which is 169, so it's further up here. So it is there, it's just down there. Oh, that's a higher signal. Oh, I don't know, it's weird. So we'll add that to the list. There it is. Let's see what else. Oh, I can't get to the slider. So before we do anything else, we need to sort that out. So go on there again and go down to the scope. Right, that's not showing us. Why not? That's weird. So I've got the tab control. Right, so I need to go onto that. It's not switching it. That's weird. That's strange. So it's not actually switching it. And it should be switching now to that one. You bugger. Anyway, right. Okay, we could force it to go is selected equals true. Right, so we'll have to take that one out, false. So it's still not switching by the looks of it. Yeah, now it is. So it needs to tell the system to switch this tab control to that so we can work on it. So in order to, can I create a background? Yeah. Let's make that pink. You can't see it, so why not? So there's no point in making it pink if you can't see it. Right, so the canvas. Let's have a look. So we can make this canvas background. Let's make this pink. Stop that noise. Right, so we've got pink background. Oh, that's white. We're in the wrong area. So we don't want to make that ground pink. So this is it. That's the list view. So let's temporarily make that background pink. And pink is so, because it's a funny colour, it shows up. That's it. I'll tell you what, let's switch the VHF UHF on and have a listen in the background to any digital modes.
This is MB7IUV.
Right, so we've got that pink. Now we also need to make the next one pink or a different colour. Right, so let's make that one pink. Okay, so we've got pink there, but we need a margin, so let's give it a bit of a margin, say 10. That's about right. Let's just see what we've got now. See whether we can add and move, control this one still while we're adding to that one. Okay. So I've made that the default one. I'll change that back at the end. Let's do a scan. So the scroll bar, because it was automatic, we hadn't allowed enough for the scroll bar. So I need a bit more space. But I can bring the scroll bar down. I can stop that if you want. Let's stop that. See what if we got anything. Oh, a lot of noise. Oh. So there's a good one. So we'll add that. So we've put that over there. Let's find someone else. There's another one. Well, that's all we got so far. Oh, you could go ahead and do more scan. Let's scan 40 meters. So it maintains this list. So you can keep going until you fill this list up. Now the FT-891 only quick memory bank will only store on the rig 5 different lots of memory bank settings or channel settings. So let's just have a look down here. Oh, no sound. What's going on? That was weird. It's a bit low, but we'll add it anyway. My aerial's crap, I can't tell you. No, it's there, but it's a bit weak. There's another one. Is it there? Can't tell. Yeah. So you've got to pick out what you think is a voice. But quicker just to tune around, wouldn't it? I don't know. Oh, the point is you're adding them to this list. Because what we're going to do, we're going to cycle through them. Oh, someone there. Okay. So you can see all the basically find the pile-ups. Find the pile-up. Or you can type to find a free channel, or what it thinks is a free channel. You can scan them, find a low signal, low noise, listen for a while, and then say, I can't hear nothing. Actually, you could do something crazy like record a "Is this frequency in use, please?" It can go and you can say, "Go and listen," and if it finds a quiet one, it'll transmit and say, "Is this frequency in use, please?" Let's just quiet that down a minute. So, "Is this frequency in use, please?" And if it sees that the signal strength has gone up, or it stays quiet, then it can report back that this one's okay. If someone pipes back, say it is in use. So it sounds like there's a few here. So we're picking out stations that are active. My aerial's crap, so you're not going to get. So once you've got your channels, I don't know why I'm doing this because we haven't got the ability to scan that yet. Well, let's say that's it. So we've got a list, and we know there's. It tells you the numbers are from. Oh, it's just renumbering it. Doesn't matter. Let's just quickly scan 80 meters. I've got just sort out the V. It's picking the VFO meter reading there before it switches off, so I need to sort that out as well. And you can fight this system. Look, you can fight it. You can fight it, but it'll just put you back. So there's nothing there. Right, let's just mute that a minute. So we've got these. So we finished with this list really, but so in this list here, once we got the list, we'll have the ability to scan it. Now you can stop the conversation by pressing the space bar. You know, stop on the conversation, whatever it is, pile up, stop on the pile up, and if you get bored, you can just press the space and it'll go to the next one and carry on cycling through. Play it for 5 seconds. Play it for 5 seconds, and then you've got the option to press your space or P for pause or something, or on with the arrow, whatever you want to do, and then you just keep going through them basically, and you might pick them out that you want to contact them. Sometimes I've been on and I've scanned back to the frequency and I've already had a QSO with them. So they've already logged me on, so I don't want to go on again. But you normally recognise the voice, but anyway, so you could go through them. You could, once you've QSO'd them, you could say, "Well, I've done that one," so you know, you can highlight it or tag it, take it out of the system, whatever it is you want to do, or just listening. Depends what mode you're in. If you're after making, you know, contacts with a pile-up, you could do it that way, or if you're just listening, you could just scan them through. I don't know. You've got dwell times and all sorts of stuff you could set. Well, it's all in standard stuff really, but I mean, once we get that functionality, it's the unstandard stuff. I don't know if it's standard stuff or not, but I know my radio doesn't do it, or you have to be clever enough for the radio. I don't know. I think there's a scan in there, but I don't know what what it's capable of anyway. So I mean, then you can mark it as like a favourite channel. You can even put a date and time next to it if it's a regular, spot like Darren's spot on a Monday. I don't know if he sticks to a certain frequency. Can't really stick to a frequency, but if you can, they seem to go. It's nice to people know where you are. Like if you're streaming on YouTube, you'll need an handle, half Greek geek. Otherwise, you got to get back to it somehow. So similar to a frequency or a TV channel. And tell you what, I just had an idea as well. Wouldn't it be nice if you could go on a channel and you have a QSO pile up, and you could take a slow scan television bitmap of the thumbnail as well, and pointing to the start time. So a bit like a TV signal, like broadcast television, or back in the day with the teletext, and I don't know, the way they put the audio and stereo different placed apart from the video signal. You could, I mean, it might interfere, but you could offset it. You could put that signal anywhere. You could choose where you just have a little say hello everyone, whatever. Go and have a look at the info if you want to know a bit more, or go to QRZ and do it from there. Robin Pengeli 8202. What's the plan for this front end? Are you going to open source? It is open source already. I don't want to contain it. It's going to be free. It's for the community. But let's welcome every user, everyone, to the live stream. It's open source. Yeah, I mean, it's open source. If you get any complaints off YAESU or anyone, we might have to blank the name off or something, or change it to Yaku or something. I don't know. It's not a money-making thing. I'm live streaming it, work on it. I'm live streaming the work on it. I'm going to put it on a GitHub repository at some point. But once it's of sufficient progress, there's lots to do on it yet. What I don't want to do is release it out there, and you get people complaining, say, "Oh, this button doesn't work," or "That doesn't do this," or it's a work in progress. We've only been working on it for about 3 weeks. Not sure. I think it's about 3 weeks. On and off, not solid. I mean, when I can do it, I work full time, so I mean, yeah. But it's what I'd probably do is probably say if you use it, free to use, free to fork, whatever you want to do with it. Someone might have better ideas than me, or they've got to put it back to. Hang on, let's turn this down a minute. Let's just get on there. It's getting a bit noisy. So basically, I want to get people involved in it. I can't do it all myself. I will, but it'll take me a lot longer. A lot longer. So, and there's better programmers out there than me. So I'm just think of it as the bare bones system with some extras. Because if to work on it, I need to add some functionality to the radio itself. I've got another radio. I've got an FT-710. Oh, thanks. The counter to waiting to release is that we can work with you on features. Yeah. I'm open to any ideas because I'm new back to the hobby myself. I've been on and off for years, but I mean, I'm new back with buying all new equipment. The so-called retirement radio. It's spawned out to be 3 radios now. But this little FT-710, that's the first time I've done anything with CAT control, computer-aided transceiver. So I mean, this one's getting on a bit now. Not this actual one, but this model number. It's getting on a bit, and it's quite versatile. I can see what you can do with it. You can, I don't know. I mean, this software can broadcast. It's quite capable of nipping off, making your rig track. I want to do so much with it. I want to decode Morse code basically with it as well. So you're just scanning around. One of these here could be Morse code, and it'll have a good go at just through the microphone for now. So it'll listen to the radio through the mic and take the Morse code, and you can use it for practice as well if you've got a practice oscillator, Morse code oscillator or whatever, practice. Then you can even so this toggle it off, and you get a free Morse code tutor. You can build that in, and then I wrote a program on a 386 back in, when was it? 1993. Yeah, I wrote on a 386. I wrote a Morse code player basically. You just put your text in, and it turns it into Morse. Dead easy to make. It wasn't a decoder. It was just you could type some text and then try and take it, or generate some random text. I did my 5 words a minute, but I got flummoxed when they were mixing numbers in with it. I went dead through it. So anyway, that was the last one I did. But anyway, there's so many features. But I'd like to put slow. Because I made a slow scan TV board and a packet radio PCB. Slow scan television. So I mean, effectively, you could build them in here. You could build them in. You could, you could have a QSO. You could say, right, this QSO consists of hopefully a pile up on a certain frequency, certain time of the day, and just say for info. If you run this program, you could automatically get to go and fetch the bitmap. I know it's not dual receive, but because you can set the frequency so quick, you could jump back and go and pick bits up. Well, you'd miss it though. You'd obviously miss it. I don't know. I might be talking crazy, but the thing is, or you could just pick up slow scan one at a time. I don't know, but. Some people say, "Oh, you can't do that," or "You won't be able to do it." I never listen to anyone. I just try and do it, and more times, often than not, you can actually do it. Whether you'd want to do it is another story. So sometimes I make stuff that's a solution, looking for a problem. It's looking for a problem, but I've got the radio here and it's great, but compared to the SDR version 710, to find things and mess around, sometimes it's quite fiddly. So, I don't know. There's so much to do, but whether it's any use, and if anyone wants to have a go and plug it in while it's in its unfinished state, they're welcome to do it. And if they want me to, I will actually put it out there and make a release version of it. But at the minute, it's like 3D printing something. You change the design. If you release an older design, everyone will be still working on the older one, printing it out maybe, and they're asking you about it. And you think, well, hang on, there's a new one now. So yeah, so. I mean, a lot of my projects, they're never ever finished. You don't get to a finished state because there's always something you want to add to it. But there's a lot of these radios around, and there's a lot of these radios around. They're nice radio, very good looking radio. And if you take it out, GitHub, yeah, we'll put it on GitHub. I've got stuff on GitHub. Let me show you what I've got on GitHub already. Let's bring it up, and at least you can have a look. Let me just open a window. Right, let's just stop that a minute. So if you go GitHub and alright, Dave Paul Jones, hopefully, yeah, it'll bring you to that. So I should call it Half Greek Geek really, but anyway. So on here I've written a program, 2 repositories. Right, what are those then? I forgot. Oh, that's a fork of tiny. What's it called? Fork of Unexpected Makers Tiny Watch. I haven't done anything with it. I've just forked it off there. But so this is a project that I've already released, but well, I haven't released it. It's a code. It's on for public. You can take the code and do what you want with it. But I haven't actually made a release version. There's no releases, look. The code's there. You can compile it yourself and run it. And basically, I'll quickly show you what that is. I suppose, hang on. I've just got to run a substitute command. Right, here we go. Where did I put it? Where's the icon? Is that it there? Oh, I forget what the icon now. Where's he gone? Maybe I haven't got an icon. Hang on, what is that? Oh, there it is, yeah. It's short refers to has been changed or moved. Okay. Yeah, so I have to load it. I have to load a new version. Anyway, it's just it's called Event Horizon. Let's have a look. It's called Event Horizon. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Yeah. So it's called Event Horizon. Hang on. But so I do release stuff. Can't see. Where's this? Why is it showing loads of files? Oh, here it is. So there's a splash screen, and it's multiple. It's more like Office software basically. Office software. So there's a complete environment here with lists, SQLite database. You can do all sorts of stuff, but so I've had it, and I can do the same with. I can do the same with. See, yeah. GNU General Public License. So all I say is on here. I don't know if you can see it. Let's have a look. See if it'll load it up. Yeah. 463 man hours to create this, and it says, "Buy me a coffee on Patreon." That's all. That's all you can ask. That's all I can ask. If you find it useful, just buy me a coffee on Patreon. That's it. That's it. That's the end of it. Yeah. No subscriptions. No price. Or use it. Use it. Just use it. And if you use it a lot and you think, well, this guy could do with being bought a coffee, then fair play. Anyway, I'm not that fussed, but if I find something useful, I want to reward the guy. Reward the guy. Anyway, so I'm gonna put it on here. I've tried to do it actually. I tried to put it on GitHub already, and let me just get rid of that. So what I've got to do, that's one thing I need to do, because we're not currently. Here's the git changes. Hang on. Or did I set it up? I can't remember now. I think it can't. Yeah, I think I. So if I click commit, hang on. Put all these. Yeah, git failed. what's it say? Unable to process the path. Permission denied. So I've got to set it up a folder and then upload it. So I mean, it's just stored on the local drive here. I mean, there's not much to it yet. You know what I mean? It's not a whole lot to it. So anyway, it will go on GitHub. But what you don't want, if people use it, they think it's a complete thing. And this doesn't do anything. None of this does anything, see, yet. You know, like these buttons here, they don't do anything. And I've got to animate that, so these will do something. These will do things. So anyway, they'll do something, and the LEDs work, and obviously if you go to FM, all that works. These dials have got to be able to be scrolled as well, and this one to do exactly what the radio does. You know, we've added certain features. They're only pink while we're debugging. Got to sort this out as well. Have different types of displays. Anyway, fast works, but I haven't got the animation on it. It should go like that. So I've got to do that there, and because it's transparent as well, yeah. So it looks good. It's good to look at, as far as I know. It's not quite square, but I mean, you know what I mean. It's what it is. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. So the answer is yes, it is, and I want to make it do that now, but. Yeah, it's like I say, there's loads of more stuff. I want to try and get the basic functions working first. We've done the LED. We spent some time on the LED. So the LED, it looks like it's just a picture, but it's not. That's a picture frame, but in the infill, like if I go to FM, hang on. That's not FM. Hang on. If I go to FM. You'll see it's changed automatically there to FM. So if I turn the squelch down, you get the green LED on. That's just changed to we'll get changed to 10 meters. I'll just go somewhere in between. I don't know. I'm on 5 watts, so. If I key the mic, there you go. G7UIV test only. G7UIV test only. So we've got the functionality of it. Don't think that's working on. No, that won't work because it's picking this SSB meter reading. Who knew? G7UIV test only. So if you're going on to sideband, let's go back down to sideband somewhere. And we've got to add all this functionality to change mode from the software as well. Let's just go somewhere out the way. But I go there. Right, let's just go in between somewhere. Let's see if there's anyone there. So you can do it from both ends. So. G7UIV test only. That'll do. Don't annoy anyone. Anyway, so we've got certain functionality. I can do scanning and stuff. Yeah, so I can scan the bands. Anyway, we'll crack on with this. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just you know, I'm happy to get a live stream out of it, really, you know. And it's useful for what I want to do with it. So I think it's a building block for other things. Basically, it's a building block for doing more with your radio, and possibly digital modes as well. You know, so we could probably, I don't know what's capable. We're gonna have to have a look through it. I know you have to buy a gadget for this radio. That's for sampling the voice. I don't know. Yeah. There's so much. It's a pity it didn't have that built in anyway. But yeah, we've got 710. I think that does it. But so just concentrating on this one for now anyway. Yeah, it's got to look nice. Yeah, it's got to look nice. Yeah, just yeah. So it's basically you've got to look at it all the time. So I mean, I find myself using that and not looking up there. You know, onto the. I've got mine up here at the minute on a slide mount. But I want to create a button, say a button that says "Find me a clear frequency," and I don't have to search around for it and listen for a few minutes. I might say, find me a clear frequency, and I'll go make a cup of tea in the meantime. Come back, and it's got a list of suggested channels that are clear. You know, I also want to do the band plan, the RSGB band plan. I want to do, well, I suppose there's different band plans for different areas, but I want to let me just run this up again. How can we get rid of that now? So I want this not just to say the frequency, I want it to correlate it against a band plan, and you know, something like let's say you know, let's go on to, hang on, here 20 meters for instance. 14099 to 14101 IBP reserved exclusive for beacons. Then, you know, that's not a good example. Say, you know, 14125 to 14300, 2.7k bandwidth, all modes, SSB, contest, preferred segment, and then 14.130 kilohertz digital voice center of activity, and then you got so on and so forth, image center of activity. So you could go, if there's, you know, you can go and take some slow scan maybe, you know, take some slow scan. If we have to buy a digi rig to plug in to get the digital modes to work, then so be it. Oh, they're only about 40 quid, aren't they? So you can stick that on it. I don't know what, it's a sound card, isn't it? It's some kind of sound card that mixes in the audio, or I don't know what it does. Global, yeah. So, and if you go on to like 28 megahertz, I'd want to know the you know, like FM, it's 29600, all modes, 6 kilohertz FM calling channel. Then you got FM simplex repeaters, input and output for, right, then you got all modes repeater outputs. And so, you know, if we go on to 2 meters, I know this one doesn't do 2 meters, does it? No. So if you know, you want it like the RB numbers, the channel assignments. Instead of bringing this out, getting this paperwork out, you can just, it shows you on the display, you know, so that's got to be done. Obviously you'll have to have a different one for different parts of the world, but if it's an XML driven thing, if it loads it from an XML file, then the community can make the custom XML file for their region, whatever they want to do with it, you know. And you could, it's a bit of a taboo thing, but say I don't know. So if you wanted to use it for scanning, you could scan it, get it to, I don't know, listen. You could listen to the local radio station, whatever you want to listen to. You should be able to adjust it and, you know, use it for all sorts of stuff. I don't know. This is the thing. You don't know until you get into a position where you can think of a lot of stuff, but you need the basics there first, and then once you've got the basics and you clean and tidy the code and everything, then you can try and build stuff into it. You can have a little XML file or something that says I've attached a digirig to mine, and that'll enable certain features. You can have the slow scan image come in here, like switch to display, and you take a slow scan, and while it's taking the bitmap, you can store it in a SQLite database, so you can have a look through all your, you know, if someone's doing a banner for a pile up somewhere, you can look back through them and all sorts of stuff. There's no end to it, basically. That's why you can never finish the software. It's never finished, but it's in a finished state. You can usable state. There's a difference. Anyway, yeah. I mean, my main software is not finished. You know what I mean? If I launch it now, this is a completely working system. It's never finished. Right. You could build.
Welcome to UPass.
So basically, this is my server rack front end. But it transforms into anything. But you talk to it. It's got voice commands. It talks back at you. UPass. What time is it?
The time is 8:59 p.m.
UPass expand 8.1. UPass collapse 8.1. There you go. UPass expand all engines. UPass collapse all engines. UPass ping all engines. Yeah. So, you know, and it's crazy. And you can run scripts, run MP3 files. So if you've got your digirig, it's possible you could record a load of, I don't know, CQ calls or whatever you want to do. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm digital. I'm new to the digital side of the new digital. You know, I get the idea, but so I'm new to it.
Thank you for using UPass.
Yeah, so that's one of my projects I've been working on for years. But anyway, some of that code I borrowed to go in here to speed this up a bit. So let's just crack on with this then. Yeah, so yeah. If anyone wants to try it, let me know, and I'll endeavour to up it on GitHub and put a release version. But it's not going to be a version that's working. It's going to be like a beta trial thing. I don't know. Until I get to a certain point. I mean, you could say it's usable now, but you know. But remember, no good deed goes unpunished. So if you release something early, people will complain. They won't get the message that, you know. They'll say, "Oh, that's crap. As long as the buttons work." You know what I mean? So yeah, listen to this.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So let's crack on with this. If I can get on with it, let's have a look. Yeah, I've lost the position now. Yeah. So, what is the thumbnail say? I forgot now. So that's the new name for this thing. An S on the end. Quick memory bank scan. So that's what we're doing today. So basically it's a software version of the quick memory bank. Once I got it working here, I mean the rig can only store 5 of those, but the software here can store as many as you want. So so I've actually lost my position. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
G0 FPO, Golf 0, Foxtrot, Bravo, Oscar. Calling CQ12, and boy for any call.
Oh, fair play, mate. Fair play. So what I need to do now is just which one is that? I can't remember which one it is. Oh, it is. So I need to just move it over some more. I don't know. Let's give it another 10. Yeah, it's overlapping stuff at the minute, but like I say, I've got to lower it down and make it fit, or reduce the size. I don't think it takes up all that space anyway. And all this has got to dynamically change these buttons depending on what you're doing. Say, because if you go to filter, you want to get your filter section. These buttons, they'll change from scan to whatever to do with the filtering. You know. Plus you got buttons and you got controls on here, so I can. Oh, that's no good. I'm not running. So you need to be running to click stuff, obviously. Yeah. Let me just reply to right. So as soon as I'll say, let's say you can't say 75% functionality because you don't know what the end goal is. So I'll tell you what. As soon as all buttons, all visible. All buttons that are on the actual physical, so all buttons that are on the physical radio have been implemented on the FT-891S software. When I've implemented them so they got a working function, tidied up the mess, and then it will be released. I'll do GitHub under GPL3. There you go, 3.0. Under GPL 3.0, and I will make a release version. So that's it. That's the promise to the. Yeah, that's it. It's there. It's written down there. Yeah. So just make a release version. So all I've got to do is make these buttons work. Obviously I've got to overlay that one. That one will be working today. Now whether it sends the list over to the radio, you never know. You never know how far we get. Depends how long I carry on working, you know. Yeah, so right, so that should give us enough now. So we're running now. So if I scan now, let's take these purple things off in a minute. Pink. So I'm trying to get into a state where you've got some kind of functionality, so at least you can use it. In the minute, we can scan, and we can find them, and we can add them to the list. Alright, let's have a look down here.
Kilo Alpha Sierra Whiskey.
Noise.
Golf 8, Yankee India Golf. Hello, you 5x9 in Croatia. Sierra 5-1 Delta X-ray, Sugar 5-1 Denmark X-ray, thank you.
So that's enough for now. So what we'll do, we'll just use those. I'll just quieten that down a bit. So, yeah, so all the buttons working. That one works, that one does something. These three do work, that works. That one does something, but it's not got to put the animation on it, and that. These have got to be able to be scrolled and with a mouse and the thumbnail. Like I'm just yeah. Let me just. There you go. I'm spinning my wheel there, and now I've clicked it back into normal. Right. So these have got to do the same as that, and that'll have to do that dial and this dial. So once we've got all the functionality, I want to be able to try to control the radio as much as I can from here, and you can even get the radio to power off. There's a command to power your radio on and off, so when you click that to close it could turn your radio off if you want, and I think you can turn it back on again. I'm pretty sure yeah, you can turn it back on again, so that's a bonus. And once you've got this software front end done, you can potentially remote control your radio. Yeah, potentially. Once this is, on your desktop, you can connect to it. Should be able to connect to it anywhere in the world. If you so you could run this on your local, and it connects through a port through the internet, and you've got a server version of this running in your desk, in your tray or somewhere, or just the same thing running. I don't know. There's no end to it. I've done it all. I've done it similar stuff already. I've got a web interfaces and all sorts going on, different stuff. Yeah. Right. So we've got this list. So if I click there, nothing's going to happen because I haven't told it. So you should be able to click and listen to the ones I've added without searching for them again there. This is your short form list. So what we've got to do now is do that functionality. Let's take the for now we'll take the pink back off. Let's get the pink back off. Get the pink off it. It's just so we can find out what the extent, the bounds of it are. Right. So now pink. So it's transparent, so it'll show a bit funny graphic. So what we need to do is move these graphics over to the other tab. Yeah, the other tab, so that's easy enough to do. There's so much to do, like this fast slow button. And I want a button that brings the display out into big text. Right. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot to do, but I mean, I'll just do it. I'll chip away at it. Some systems you can have people joining in. They can all be a contributor to it, but I think it's just best to get it into a usable state, really. It's a good project to work on. Yeah, it's okay. It's nice. It's worth spending the time on. You know, it's worth it. So what I want to do is, if I do start to release it, I've got to make sure any debug stuff and that is. Well, I'll need to create a debug mode. Yeah, we'll better do that now. Let's do that now. So we'll go back to our main window. Let's just turn that up and go back to having a scan there. So we've already got a debugs console debug level state. So what we want is a release state. Bytes. Now, any new feature that is not finished, we can assign it to the state where it won't be available. You'll have to switch to developer mode, so at least we can. You'll have a developer mode if you want to have a look at everything that's going on, but don't moan when you're in developer mode that something's not working right. So the stuff that is working right will be under a different level. So, but you'll be able to switch it in the software rather than we compile it like that, and the stuff is then not in the code because it's been compiled out. So we'll keep it in there, but it won't show itself. So let's sort that out now. So the first thing we need to do is go over to this bit here. So let's create a new one. Right, so this one, we're going to call this one then the release. New features, release, developer mode, user mode, I don't know, rig mode, no, we've got rig mode, I don't know what to call it. Any ideas? So, something like...
This is GB3BM, serving the West Midlands and beyond. It's 9:15 PM.
God knows. Spend more time thinking what to call it. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll call it foobar for now. Foobar. And public const byte. Oh, can't spell anymore. Byte. Right, so the default 0 is going to be, let's say, do we do the default as limited, as in complete? Yeah. Complete, so there's the one. Oops, there we go. So anything that's complete. Alright, then we got the next level up from complete. Working. It's working. Or you could say 75% working. I don't know. Working needs tidying or whatever, you know, it's crazy. Complete. You have in progress, obviously. They're all in progress. I don't know what to say about it. Yeah, so it'd be nice to know if this section is actually finished. Complete, we suppose. Yeah, anything that's complete will be available. And in development, okay. In development. In development. Okay, what's next? In development. What should we say? I don't know. So that's complete. This bit's in development. This in debug. I don't know. Yeah, in debug. If it's in development, it'll be in debug. Okay, in development, what's the next stage from being complete? Right, in development needs testing, needs thorough testing. I don't know, needs testing. Okay, it needs testing. So then we've got in development, tested. There you go. You might be tested, but you might need to do documentation for it. In development, right. So hang on. So in development needs testing. In development tested. In development tested. Needs, I don't know, documenting. That's not got nothing to do with programming, though, is it? In development tested. In development testing. I don't know what I'm doing. Complete. In development needs testing. In development tested. How can it be in development if you tested it? Right. Okay, so that it's all in development, so let's lose that bit. This is crazy, I know. Right, so we've got needs testing, tested. So completes at the top. So we're working the wrong way around. Okay, so we'll swap that round. Right, so complete, we'll give it a 99. Okay, and this one's going to be Burr Thrust Gallery. Burr Thrust Gallery, yeah. So we can tell when we're starting to do well. We start getting some scam. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's got to go. Yeah, so yeah, that's how you can tell when your channel's starting to grow a bit. You start getting rubbish. Never mind, eh? Right, so in progress. In progress. Is that a word? Yeah, it's in progress. Right. So we say in progress. God, I should have done this bit now. So we've gone off on a bit of a tangent. So we can always change this after. So we've got it in progress. So this one is called. It's going to be called development. Oops. Development. Right. We're in progress. It needs testing, or it's complete. We're going to test it as we do it, so forget about that. So after we finished in progress, we're working on it. We need to make sure, we might want to leave that and go on to another part. Yeah, so we're in progress and we're on hold, or it's been pushed aside or whatever. In progress, waiting, on hold, yeah. So in progress, no, it's not in progress because we stopped doing it. It's on hold. There we go, we're on hold. And in progress, we're on hold, and then the other one will be It needs to know when it's complete, so it'll let the complete go up to 99. So we can always add to it later. So yeah, we'll do that then. We'll always add to it later. Let's just get rid of that one. So at least we can use that now. So that's the development options, debug levels. So development, what we're going to call that, status. Where did the S come from? Development status. So what we can do is go down here. No, development, that status will be the variable, the global variable. Now this development, do we need an E? I don't know, can't spell. Software developer can't spell development. Crazy. Yeah, looks like we don't need no E because it looks silly. Development. Oh, you're a noisy bugger. Right, so we got development. That'll do. So global variable, call it development status. Okay, so the status, the default state is going to be development dot in progress. There we go. That's it. So there's your variable. So you've got to have certain sections. So in progress. Oh yeah. So in order, well, we'll have to add to that later. Complete in progress on hold. So I don't know. I'll have to say it's complete. Anything. I don't know. I better stop this subject. It's getting confusing. Get on with the programming. Yeah. So development status. We're in progress. Yeah. So really, so it's not really the right thing, is it? Tell you what, let's just leave that where it is for a minute, because it'll make sense at some point in the future, but not yet. Right, anyway, let's crack on with it. So basically, we need to get this into a functional state. That's what we're trying to do. So at the minute, we've got an overlapping screen. But we always want the display and the signal strength coming up. Do we? Yeah, we need that functionality. So these are too high. So we could shrink them. Yeah, what do we do with them? Tell you what, we need to make them pink again. Make them pink. Right. So I think we need to shrink it down. We're going to work out. Yeah, let's shrink it down. Or tell you what, whatever if you have one list on the other. Half the screen, but then you haven't got much to scroll. Let's have a look. Yes, you can have a great big massive screen. You could use the whole window on your computer and have an horrible grey area that looks like a text editor with stuff showing up. You've got to give you the illusion you're working on an actual radio. Can't go divert from that idea. We don't want to suddenly open up a button that opens up a settings page. We can do all our editing and stuff inside this window. So you never go away from the radio. You don't see a horrible window. Anyway, so let's just run this up a minute to a scan. So there's your end of your signal strength. So it could be smaller. Right, let's just add a couple. It doesn't matter what we add, just put a few in there. Right, so just getting the idea. I can either put one underneath the other, and then you'll have to scroll through them. We need to be able to change the frequency on that though, so we can click on. But let's get the screen sorted out first. See that one? This needs one of those at the top. We can't lose the frequency. So let's just make them smaller for now then. Let's reduce the height of them and move them down a bit. Let's do that. So the height, let's make it less. Let's say it's 100. And that needs to be inside a... Yeah, we need to be able to put this inside a... That's in a grid column. I think we need to swap over from... Maybe make this a canvas. Let's make this a canvas. Let's turn that noise off. Let's make this a canvas. Canvas column definitions. That ain't going to work, is it? So get rid of that. So we'll have a canvas, so we can position it exactly where we want. Right, so we don't need that no more. So we're a canvas and we're in a tab item. Canvas in a canvas in a canvas. So that gives us, we need some canvas width and height. And the colour, so let's sort that out. These will be the basis for our... So background is going to be pink now, let's say blue, cyan. Right, and the width is going to be, I don't know, 800. Oh. Set more than once, okay, so width 800. And we need to go at the bottom of this, and we've got canvas already, and we haven't got a... So if you don't include a canvas left right, it'll just be at 0. So background's not showing up. Height, okay. Height 28, so that's weird. Needs to at least be the height of Oh, that's the wrong air. So let's say 100. It's not showing. Oh, that's that there. I don't know. I think we've come in at the wrong area. No, we want to. So I don't quite get why we're. Let me just hide these a minute. Let's just hide these. I think we've got a case of. Yeah, we've got. Why are they still showing? We've got a case of disconnect between the software. It's going to come up with a load of errors now, and the screen. Why does it even show as that? It's like it's. Hang on, let's close it. Open it again. That's better. It's just stopped refreshing. Right, so I go down to here. Here it is. So what we want to do is make this the height. Right, so 700. Let's get this within the bounds. That's not bad. Let's go a bit more. Oops, that's not good. That's the wrong one. Okay, and the height. This is going to be the full height of the canvas, so it needs to go as low as you can. Yeah, because we changed the way we're doing it. We're writing stuff to the screen, but we need to change it with every screen. So a little bit more. Tell you what, let's just do it properly. So why are we actually starting there? We're starting there, so yeah, for some reason it's starting there. Tab control, width, height. Okay, so we're in a we're in a tan. Yeah, we're in it already. So I'm actually going nuts now, aren't I? So where's that width and height? So our tab control is in there, and that doesn't really matter. So right, so here we go. So this tab, all tabs are going to be the same default canvas, but we need it to. So I think what we'll do is set. Why isn't I finding that? What's happened to it? Oh, I don't get that. It's not finding canvas. That's a weird one. What is going on? Canvas left, that's what I want. Why won't it do it? Canvas left, canvas top. Something happened to my IntelliJ. Oh, it's probably because it's got loads of errors. Loads of missing content now. So let's just put that in there. It shouldn't moan too much. So it's not actually responding very nicely at all at the minute. Yeah, now it is, but I'll tell you what, we're going to have to put this back because it's causing the editor IDE to go crazy with all the amount of lost stuff it's trying to track. Okay. Just put that back so we've got some sort of control over it. So we give it a name. X name. I'm going to call this. This is the ST station scope tab canvas. There we go. Station scopes tab canvas. And we want it to start higher up. So to do that, we have to get to the parent canvas, which is this one for some reason. I know. So we're, yeah, that bit is got to be moved out of there. Right, let's move that out of there. So we've got our view box. So it is in there. It gets very confusing. Right. So that's not there. So we can start this. We're down. Why is it only that width? So let's make this one the full size of the window. So the left will be, well, we need a background colour on it. Azure. I don't know, let's go 6. Okay, we'll do that for starters.
Yeah, the well station, I don't know why someone's saying you're loud and clear. You've got a lot of static, like you've got a dirty connection on your microphone or
yeah, that's too right.
Which is interfering with your audio. MN9SRU.
Oh, that'll do. Okay, not quite then. 275. And the top, let's get it to cover all of it.
It's like a loose connection on your microphone or something like that.
Buy some decent gear. Get some decent tack. Spend some money.
Inaudible. You're cutting in and out. MM9SRU. But other than that, you're a perfect signal on Q9 and BBC quality.
BBC quality, joking at you. Right, so the width will be. Let's make it the whole width and nothing but the width. So we've got no colour. Why have we got no colour showing? Strange as hell that is, isn't it? Oh, we have got a colour. It's just that I've chose a weird one. Brown. Saddle brown.
Yeah, the best
Yeah.
way to get an audio report is either use the parrot. If you don't have access to that, then
No.
log on your computer or on your phone. Go to hubnetwork.co1.uk and listen online. You'll be able to hear your audio. You'll get a true representation. No point someone on a repeater saying, oh, you're Q9 and Radio 5 when you're not. That's the best way to test it. MN9SRU.
I'm only on 87% here, so trying to line up stuff when I'm not quite lined up. Yeah, one more pixel. So pixel perfect stuff. And we're not quite high enough, look, see? Top.
With the internet and things and all that,
Top
it's complicated
5.
for me to know about things like that, like really, if you know what I mean.
Hang on, let's just go them down one at a time. So just when you're selected, it puts a rim around it. Yeah, so there's a bit, it needs to be 97. It can get a bit crazy, this. Just want a band that goes round it. Right, so we've got that. Now the height needs to be sorted out. I'm trying to do it so we have not got any wicks. This is going to be like a template where you base everything else from. So it's got to be able to cover stuff. Right, let's just see where we got to there. I need to reveal the background. Yeah, so I need to reveal the background like that, slowly, slowly. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's our canvas background. So now if we want to, you could set maximum so nobody can mess with it, and minimum, but that'll do. So we don't need the saddle brown anymore. So that's our default one. Now we've upset all this stuff here, so but it's okay because we've got to move it around anyway. Right. So something I made cyan, which was that's the canvas that everything goes onto. So at least these width and height we want at least, yeah, let's keep everything the same. So even the canvas within the canvas within the canvas. Oh, I've actually swapped over to oh, that's the main canvas. And we've got the display. We'll come back and do display. The scope we're going to do first. So this scope canvas that all the scope stuff sits in, that has actually got to be the width and height the same as the top canvas, which it is now. Exactly, but we don't actually see it, so we can make that go away now. And what we want now is we've got rid of the grid, so we're trying to reference the. Let's do the. Right, let's make one of these a different colour. So we've got pinks overlapping. Right, so what colour we should? Let's make this. I don't know what colour. Anything begin with you? Alice blue. No, let's do like a white. I don't know. Red. Fire brick. Fire brick will do. Right, okay. So we've got fire brick. And there's your pink, which is. That's your station scope list view canvas. That needs to be the same size. Yeah, because we want to cover the whole thing. Yeah, so we definitely want to make, so let's do that. So we've got a canvas there. We've got a grid. Found station grid. So that needs to be not a grid anymore. At some point. And we've got canvas. Yeah, another grid. So this canvas, yeah, it's grid column, so it's no longer that there. So that's why it's stuck over there, and it's in fire brick. It's actually where we want it. Because if you don't put a canvas offset it's just going to default to it's actually going to default to I haven't put them in, so I need to go and fetch canvas left, canvas top and left, left and top, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is awkward. Right, station scope view, and we're on pink, so we'll put the name first, then we'll do the offset of where it is. So that's brought that over, and this one needs to be at start at 0 and 0, which will make it go. Actually, it's not making it go where we think it's going to make it go. So why has that not took it up the top? Or has it? And it's just hiding. It should be up the top there, shouldn't it? So we've got canvas top left, yeah, width and height. That's the outer canvas. Tell you what, let's just bring that down so we know. It gets complicated when you got something within something within something. So what is that? That's pink. Yeah, so we've actually got this canvas, which needs to be, it's a canvas on a canvas. So because we were in a grid before, we didn't have to specify where we were going. So now we need to specify it. It's got a width and height. That's your controls canvas. Let's give it a colour, a background. What colour can we go? Cadet blue? Yeah, that'll do. So that shows us where that is. Now let's just move it away for a bit, say 200 over. That's how easy it is to move your controls around, you see. But our pink is not working out right for us. So let's work out why that is. So you've got your scroll viewer, and we're pink, but we're not high enough up. Oh, it doesn't like to be bound to that. That's why it's not actually updating the screen, because we're not bound. Incompatible. Well, the height's going to be fixed anyway, so we don't need it. We don't need it if we fix the height. Let's fix the height. It's only if you got a varying thing.
This is MB7
I think. Can't remember now, it's been a while since I did it. Let's just make the height fixed. 400, 200. It's not showing anything there, why not? So it's showing the top canvas is alright, so the background. So it's got to be at least the same height as that, yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. Right, so why, in that case, why is this not going -10? Something's given us a bit of a weird offset. Top -20. Right, I don't get that, because we're setting that to 0. We're inside this canvas, which is 0, 0. Okay, let's get our background's cadet blue. Right, so it doesn't, yeah, it's, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense, so I'll tell you what, let's not go in this canvas then. Yeah, we're in the wrong canvas. Oh no, we're in the right canvas, we're in this one. But for some reason, it's must have a margin on it or something. Has it got a margin? Let's have a look at our canvas. So, yeah, we've got a 32 margin. We don't need a margin anymore, because we're doing our margin by the canvas. That's it. We're doing our margin by the canvas. So we'll place it where we want it, basically. So we'll need to come in a bit. Or we could leave it there. So the top will be down. Right. So this canvas, which is the blue, that needs to go down over to here. So we moved it just so we could see it. So underneath the pink canvas. So we need to move the pink canvas back down. So we can, yeah, about there. Right, that's it. So we've covered that. Then we want, so we're getting, we've obviously covered our edge up now. So we want to, if it's hasn't got a thing, it'll be transparent. And obviously we can't have it there because the writing is in the wrong place. But you could change the canvas left for the controls, but this is the control. Let's give it 10, 12, 14, that'll do. Right, so at least everything's in its right place now. And we want to come down. Yeah, it's not very riveting stuff, this, never mind. Yeah, it's just quite boring stuff. So the pink, tell you what, we'll bring the pink over as well. Okay, and we're, so that's the same as that one, that's encroaching on the other ones. Okay, so that's behind that. It's all gone a bit mess. Let's get this other one, so we want to copy, get down to the next one, this one here. Here it is. So we haven't got ourselves a canvas left top. I want the same width and height for the minute. not that. Okay, width and height. Binding, it doesn't like the binding, so we better just set the height to something else. Same as 100, is that right? Height auto, I don't know. Why is the one above the other? So you've got fire brick. It's doing canvas top, that's the same as the other one, yeah. Go away. 2032, so we're in there. There's your canvas, and there's another canvas. Why is one on top of the other? So that's pink. I don't get what it's doing. It seems to be nesting them. So that, oh, I see. Yeah, we're in the scroll viewer, I think. Yeah, so that's station scope. That's that's the top bit. So yeah, we're in this bit. That's the first one. Oh, I see. We need to be in the top one. So we need to come out of there. So this is fire brick.
Is Golf Bravo 3 Bravo Mike, located in Raleigh.
Height and
For access, please use a 67 Hz tone. It's 10 PM.
Pink. Height and width. Yeah, so just put a margin on it. Just definitely put a margin on. Height 200. I don't get what's going on anymore. I've got some nesting issue here, probably. So you got your tab item, then you got your canvas. And then we've got a inside the canvas. We've got a canvas for the controls at the top. No, there's no margin value, no. 14 and 0. Then we've got the next one, which is 20 and 0. So 14, and that's okay. 32 is okay. And then we've got the other one that's got the same settings. So that's a list view, then that closes that. Then we start another one. So left should be 14. It's gone 14 over from the other one. So am I not shutting off the canvas? It's using that as a canvas left and not its parent. I wish that wouldn't do that. Canvas left 14 and 32, that's that one. And we've got this one, canvas left 14 and 0. And that's our default one. So it's not doing the nesting right. but we've got errors. Let's just build it a minute. It's not showing me the nesting right. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to see what is going on. C#, Windows Foundation, Canvas, nesting, Canvas, inside a parent canvas, all okay until I add another canvas under the a canvas that is not the parent canvas. Why do I get a shift? A shift left and down. When I set 0 canvas left to 0 canvas top to 0. Has it got padding? Always relative to the immediate parent canvas, not the window and not some higher level ancestor. What? So what actually causes the level effect is the nested canvases is one of these. The child canvas is being position related to a different parent than you expect. Canvas root, parent canvas, so canvas 0 0, right. Parent canvas is at 100. Inside root canvas. Child canvas is at 0 0. Is related to parent canvas. Because it's inside the canvas. So the child ends up. Margin is sneaking in. Canvas set left. That's in C#. The child may still render offset because of margin 10. Well, hang on, I'll tell you what, let's paste what I've got. Paste the tab item. The line is the problem. What? You are mixing canvas left top with margin inside a canvas. Am I? Okay, I didn't see that bit. Where's that bit? Have I just copied too much? I haven't shown it that bit, have I? Have I shown it all? No, I haven't copied that bit to it. Oh, there's a margin. Yeah, I've left a margin in. Yeah, so it's not doing what it told me it will do. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I know. Right, okay. Yeah, I was using a margin. No, make sure I'm not using a margin. We don't want no margin. Thank you, Mr. ChatGPT. So we've got pink and a fire brick, but you can't see the pink because the fire brick's over it. So now we can move. Just trying to think, where do we add this? Yeah. So the fire brick we want to move over to, I don't know, 600. 64, that's not 600. That's too much. Yeah. No, we haven't left enough width for our scroll viewer. Let's see. Scroll bar, sorry. I don't even know if it'll still work without a grid. The binding's not going to work. We've took it out. Yeah, it's still working. That's alright. Fixed height, so it's fine. Right, so that'll still work. Yeah, so our scroll viewer needs to allow for a margin for the scroll bar, and these need to come down. Let's move the whole thing down then. Right, so let's move the pink one down. Where's the pink one? There it is. Right, let's move that down. So the top, I don't know. Let's come down. That's 92. Okay. Right, so the scroll viewer width doesn't specify the width. So we need to set the width of the scroll viewer to 244. Okay. Less, yeah, 244. So when we run it, it'll be pink under the. Right, so that width is up. We can turn the scroll bar off. That's too far over. Horizontal. Disabled. So we want this to be right at the edge. So we've got to. So why, if I made that the same, I don't quite get it. So I thought it was split coming out over the side earlier. So it wasn't coming over the side, just I know, so I didn't set the width and it was doing something else, so I don't know. What was it doing then? Okay, so we'll just set it exactly the same. there's that. Fair enough. So we want left at 1492. Okay, let's find the next one. Top 14. Why is that one up in the air? 92. There we go. Okay, that's not bad actually, because it's missing our things now, so we could keep that if we wanted. So we need to be able to keep the frequency and stuff, so we just need to manage these lists a bit. We don't need to go that far now. $290. Let's give it a bit of a margin. We're doing our own margins now. That'll do. Right, let's see what we got. Let's see if we can get our scroll bar, vertical scroll bar, without altering anything. Right, so that'll do. I'm just going to put these in there. Oh, it's alright. Forgot to do this. Just want to see where the scroll bar comes up. And I shouldn't be able to add the same one twice now. We put a thing in to stop it doing that. I can't have the same channel twice. So the scroll bars come up and it's not within the thing, so we need to make that within there. Right, let's get that sorted out. So what have we done? Horizontal disabled. We need to put the width in, that's why we're missing the width.
The West Midlands and beyond. It's 10:15 p.m.
10:15 p.m. Okay, that's good. That means we can go for longer. Right, so that should have sorted that out. Now we're not nicely set up on the window. We've got spare stuff here. So you want the controls on top. Or we could have the controls down the side, but I mean, no, let's put the controls on top. Okay. Right, okay, so that's okay now. Alright. So we've got them two there. Now we've got to decide where we're going to put them. So they're wide enough. Now do you centre them in the screen? Or leave them there. We'll leave them like that, I think. Now this toolbar belongs to this one. So I mean, you could, yeah, we could make that the bright size again, and just reduce that one. Yeah, that's it. That's what we'll do. It doesn't have to be exactly the same height. So the top is 92. So we'll say 22. We'll make the height different. Same as that. Right, so keep it lined up, that's okay. Right, so we've got that's sorted, so that's why you got colours. Now this count, it needs to be involved with that, so we need that on there. And it's not on there, so let's find it. So you got your scope view, it's under the pink one, right? Yeah. Oh, there's your label, found count. So it's there, it's within the canvas. No, it can't be. Maybe it is. So, scroll viewer. Where's the end of the scroll viewer? So, scroll viewer's there. I don't actually have an end of a scroll viewer. Why not? Where is the other end of it? Where's the end? Oh, there it is. There's a scroll viewer. So, and it's under the scroll viewer, that's right. But the scroll viewer needs to stop, but the canvas needs to carry on. So we need to make the canvas, this particular pink canvas needs to be tall. Height is taller. So we'll come all the way down as far as we can go. Okay, we'll put it there like that. Why not? Right, so now the other bit, the grid for, why is that a grid? Why is it labelling a grid? I don't know why we're using a grid. Oh, why are we using a grid? Oh, because we need a background colour. We need, yeah, that's right. So we're on, so this is the bit now, it's we're going to put that label as respect to, so it could be in the bottom right, let's say bottom right, or the middle, let's say bottom right. That's okay. Top, this is very strange details we're doing.
This is MB7IUV.
That'll do for that. So we've done that one, and now we can make this one the same. So on this one, we need the height to be bigger, not that big. Yeah, 28. So we can have a look at the height of the other one. Oh, it's going to be different. Yeah, it's going to be different, so it's no point looking at the height of that one. Right, so this height is 128. And then we need to move the thing that we can't see anymore. This grid count. Oh, we're down here.
By DMR into HubNet for radio check on a new Saturday on the range to come back.
Okay, so that's it. Can't tell. Is that the same? Yeah, looks the same. Right, so we've got that sort of etched in there, so we can actually get rid of the fire brick. Okay, we can get rid of the pink. Okay, so now they're still showing because we're in this tab. That's okay. And they're, why aren't they showing? It's because there's no content. Okay, never mind. So they're still showing because we're in this mode. So maybe need some kind of frame around it. Okay, let's do a frame around it. There's something missing. A very light coloured frame. So we're going to need a border. Okay, let's put a border then. So we'll put the border. So we put it round. Yeah, we can put it in here. Border. Border thickness 1. Border brush. Just black. Black, and so we'll put a border, and we're going to come down to the bottom of the canvas. No, hang on, no, we got station scope. No, we've got the border, needs to go in a different place. Oops, bad markup, yeah, I know. Border needs to go around here. Border brush. So down past the canvas. Oh, hang on, I've lost it again. No, it's not the right place. Not the right place, hang on. Alright, needs to go here. So we got right, the canvas and the borders in the canvas. Right, okay. Border. Right, let's put a border in. The child is set more than once. Yeah. That's drying it up, just right, it's okay. So I don't know whether we can do anything. Hang on, it's not going to work, is it? Hang on. So we need a border. Let me ask ChatGPT how to have a thin border around a canvas. Border brush, white. Okay, didn't I just try that? No, I tried to put it within it. Okay, let's do it the other way then. Don't put it within it. Put it outside it. Okay, we've got a border. And right, so we need a canvas left and a canvas top. Right, so oh dear, canvas. So they, yeah. So what's that doing? Let's have corners. Corner radius 3, 5, 9, 7, 9, 13. Too much. 10. Oops. Okay. That messes everything up, doesn't it? Okay, so no corner radius. Opacity. Now, is it? It's going to make everything within a problem. So we want the border brush to be semi-transparent. So we need to put a. Oh, I can just make it grey, can't I? Light grey. That's all we want, something like that. So the canvas, the border top, so that's where the canvas used to go. So my controls, hang on. Background is pink. Right, so we're actually covering up. So that label content, yeah, we need to come lower then. We need to come lower. Oh, it's this one. Oh, this is crazy. Canvas left and top is 22, but it's not. Height is 28. Right, so background blue. Right, I can't tell, so let's move this one. Top, let's make it 30, see it in a minute. Ah, so they are showing, it's just I'm too high up. I wasn't down enough. And they're just cutting them off, aren't they, as well? Alright, tell you what, this AM radio of it's full of noise. It's full of noise, isn't it? Right, so that one's not quite high enough, so we need to make the height of this one more. That's better. And the width doesn't quite match the pink one, because the border's probably got some padding. Has it got padding? Let's have a look. Yeah. It's not made any difference though. Okay, so we've got, oh, we haven't given our board no width or height, so it's just taking whatever's in it. No padding. No margin. So canvas is in a border, so we don't need to do canvas left and top anymore. I don't think that probably won't do anything anyway. No. So now that's doing canvas top and left, that's fine. Now it's too high. The height of the canvas is too much now. Eight. No, that's too high. That'll do. 8.6. Go on then. Now we've got to move the other bit up, so we're too high on that. So that top's got to be moved. And more. That'll do. Okay, and change the pink back to something else. We better display red. So we want another border around this one. The same.
G7UIV, listening on S20.
S20. So border brush light grey. Hey. Oh, sorry. Background fire brick. So now this canvas is no longer working. So we need to do 280 by 92, and we've moved it down a bit, so we have to reduce the height. Okay, the height is 26. Then we've got to reduce the. Actually, you can go up a bit there if you want. Let's do up a bit. Left top. Let's go a little bit more. 96. It's all crazy because once you set it in stone, we're doing manual layout when it can do. You need fine tuning. Can't use the normal WPF layout stuff because we want finer control over it. Right, height's going to change again. Okay, and we need to move the bottom thing down again. That's it. Right, and we can change back. So we're cauterizing the area up. Oh, I'm not happy with that blue. So the width is 62. No, it's not. The width is what? It's 264. Let's find the blue bit. Background blue. Width is 264. Why does it look not wide enough? Oh, it's because it hasn't got a border on it. That's right. Okay. Right, let's take that back off. Okay, and then we want the black. Hang on, not that one. That's the numeric up down. So then we want the pink gone. I'll keep the border. Then we want the. Hang on, let's get the same format as that one. So border canvas, then space, border canvas. Scroll view it. Right. and remove the fire brick. Okay, it looks weird without a space now between it. Okay, so we're going to need to move it over a bit. Put the fire brick back. Let's give it a space. No, that's not moving anymore because this no longer does anything. That does. Okay, needs a certain amount of space, otherwise it'll look weird. Okay, it definitely looks weird, but anyway, let's see what it looks like in real life. Right, so we've got some fine windows. They do look strange when they're not the right size. So I think I'm going to have to make that the same size. Yeah, I need symmetry. Let's give it symmetry then. Right, so let's make that the same height as this. So the height is 132. So 132, and the top top is 86. Okay, that's alright. Then we want the, hang on, where is it? This bit here, top is 124. There we go, looks better now. Sort of looks better. I think it needs to go over more. Alright, so we'll send it over more. So that's that one. I got this one. Need to go over more. Let's just send it over more. Now we've got a border on it. That'll do. Got room for a few buttons or something there. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see if it's still functionable. Looks weird. Alright. Oh, let's forgot to change the height of that. We're not getting a full height. So let's get the full height of that. So we've changed the height of the canvas to 132, but the scroll viewer height is not 132, it's okay. So then we need to go and change the scroll viewer height. A 132. Okay, let's see what we got now. Right, find the right place in the program, make the appropriate changes, and run the whole thing again. Oh, it's actually not stopped. We need to come back a bit. So let's quick add some stuff. Alright, that's what I wanted to do, just get that scroll of it. Yeah, so we're going to have to back off a little bit. Let's back off a little bit. Okay. So let's make the scroll viewer. Let's just set the background a minute. Okay, so 124. Back to the next scroll viewer. Where are you? 124. That'll do. Right, okay. So background colour, I don't know, aqua. Oh, it's blue. That'll do. Right, so there we go. And we can also put other stuff if we need it down here. So we should make a control out of this, really. Well, I think we'll make a control out of this at some point, but at the minute we'll just live with that. So we've got ability for stuff here, and we've got ability for stuff there, and more here. So that whole thing can come down now. Let's sort that out next. Do we need a border on it? Yeah, let's have a border on that then now. Seeing as we've got a border around the controls. Okay. So that's them there. So let's stick a border around that. So 14 and 0. Get rid of that now. Finish the border off here. Give it some space. So we've got that there, so we're going to have to come down a bit. And it might as well come all the way down to the top of it, but then we're going to need one for the other one. Unless we line that up with our... I'll bring that, shift the whole thing over a bit. I don't know. Okay, and no background. No. -2. So grid, is it left? We haven't got a grid. Why are we doing left? Oh, canvas left and top. Yeah, that's right. Width and height. I need a margin. Let's do a margin. Oh no, we can do left and top. So let's do 2. That's better. In fact, we could just put threshold in there. Yeah, we could just type threshold. Move the whole thing over, really. I need to add some tick boxes and things, or options to follow. Or sometimes we add features and then we take them out because we automate the process. TH, so let's call it threshold. Thresh. Can't spell. Threshold. Okay, so we've got threshold. So that needs to be sort of auto, I suppose. Auto. We need to move this numeric control. In fact, we don't need to do that. That's okay. So put the controls. Threshold, we need to, so that doesn't need to be -2 anymore. In fact, we don't need, do we need a -5? Yeah, probably. Okay, the height's not good. So the height, width and height, height 10. No, that's the up down. That's not what we're after. We want the black background, which is this one. Okay, so we could do that. I suppose it ought to be the same size as this display thing down here. So let's find display. Where is that? No, it's not there, so it's at the top. We ought to create some themes and apply the theme to, yeah, that's what we ought to do next. I don't know where it is. So that's the whole display. Tab control, it's not, it's to do with this. It's finding it. Right, we've got an image. Ellipse. Fast normal, that's over the other side. That's your SWAR meters. Rig mode, is that the one? No, that's not it. Clarify button, transceive, that's it. So we need a theme, a style. Yeah, we can't have individual sizes going on. This is you gotta curtail it really. If you start going too far, you gotta curtail it. Too much fine details. It's gotta be nice, but I think we need to create some themes. We're sort of making a little Windows operating system, going back to the old school by doing it on a display. Going backwards really, but I need that kind of, if you're going to try and contain it within a display area without it changing and stuff, it's got to be able to constrain it somehow. So you could have a title bar on what that area is. So you're going to get a lot of list views, so we'd have to create a control, so a user control, and then just replace it. Yeah, maybe that's the way of going. But like, if you're scanning, you need a threshold, otherwise you don't need a threshold. So don't know. Maybe we just need the word threshold now. Or TH, I don't know. What we need is a fixed area, and then, yeah, so we've got a fixed area. And also these areas that can be dynamic. They're all dynamic, but yeah. Oh, I'm getting tired. Shit, sorry. Anyway, let's finalise this little bit. Oh, we want to finish this off. We want to get to scan that list when we've added it to it, with a dwell time. Yeah, so we've got to get that done. So this little bit of a threshold. Let's not do anything with that. Let's change that back again. Getting into the too much detail level there. Oh. Let's put it back. Oh my god, what's it doing? Oh, we needed that bit, so just to clear it away from there. That's it. That's as far as we go with that for now. Not for now. No, but for good. Right. Okay, so we've got that. We don't need it here. So what we need now, the ability to, once we've added them to here, to have a scan. Okay, so we've got the label here to scan. And we need something to start this scanning. Oh, let's just double click, that's it. We'll add them to it and we'll click on it and make that one active. That'll do for now. Then I can, because once I've added them, it's just following this one. So let's go back to, all we got to do is copy the code off that one. That's it. So we're gonna go over to, let's just get that over there. So what I want to do now is find the list. That's that one, so we want this one. List view, go on to that one. We need to copy all of that. And go over to, where's it gone? The next one down. Go to definition, which will be blank. Okay, we're going to add all that to it. Hopefully it's the same again. Yeah, that's all we need to do. Let's try it. Let's give it a go. Is that all we need to do? No. Update the found. No, we don't want to do that. So we don't need to do that. Update the frequency, yes. But we don't need to do that one. Update the found list. No, we don't want that. Don't want to do that. So we want to update the frequency, set the frequency, set the RF gain. And this is where we add ability to send these channels, frequency to rig QMB, quick memory bank. Alright, let's see if that was okay. So that should be okay as long as our list views are the same class content. It should be. Right, so we'll do a scan. Of course it's late and there's no one on. Alright, so let's finish the scan. So we're going to have to add noise. It's going to have to be noise. Well, let's just add some noise. Alright, let's see if there's anyone on 40 meters. I need the ability to empty this list as well, which we haven't got at the minute. Alright, let's find something here. We need someone talking, really. Not noise. It's all empty. Right, let's see if there's anyone at 80. Nothing, dead. probably could. Oh, there might be a few. Right, so. Right. Anyway, so we should be able to then. Yeah, we can click on them. Listen to the conversations. So then you can just scan those or send them to your rig. Okay, so yeah, we've got the ability to scan them. So I had that in the first place when I originally created that. When I originally created Station Seek, I originally created. See, it's not stopped. Yeah, it's this handle cat message. There's a queue of cat messages coming in. So we're going to have to finish that off a bit better way. Right, so once it's got it in the list, this is the send. And then the scanning bit was down here. Scan found stations. Okay, so it's going straight to the Seek active list. So if we're not using that at the minute. We've took it out of the system, so we can use that for our. Just use that same thing for our. And it'll go over and over again, will it? Oh yeah, yeah, it should go back and forth. Or does it? Oh no, as soon as you sent them over, it scans them and then stops. Well, you know, when you come back out, so stop scanning. Well, there's the routine, but we just need to modify it. So we'll leave that one there, and we'll add. We'll create a new one. Create a new one, and we'll put it where? Don't know. So we'll look, scan QMB, quick memory bank. Okay, so we can tell it. So we've made that static thing. So we're just passing in. Station Seek, so it's in the wrong place really. We'll keep it here though. Keep it in this class for now. So we'll pass in a list view. Is it a list view we're passing in or a what are we passing in? None of those. So it must be in this one somewhere. Right, so I forgot where I put off this stuff now. So that's not a list. So where do we do with it? Where did we put it? I don't know where we put it now. It wasn't rig states. No. I thought it. Well, I don't know where we put it. No, it's not there. God knows. I'll tell you what. Let's go to down here. So there it is, station scope list view. Selected item, right, okay, so it's doing straight from this list. It must have an underlying list though. No, that's not the right one anyway, it's not the right thing. Button canvas, rig state, add new rig to list. Station seek, there it is. Oh, active late. No, that's no good. So we're not maintaining the list then, we're just putting it in the list view. I forgot what we're doing. It's only the other day I did it. Oh well. Rig states list. There is it. Rig states list. No, that's something else. Oh, I don't know. Must be getting late. Got 3 minutes to go. Anyway. Oh, I think I've had enough today. I forgot where I put off the variables. It's not here. No. It's not on main window. Maybe I didn't do what I thought I did. So you can add them to a list, and I think we're just adding them to the list view instead of making the list view source be the list, unless it's hiding somewhere. I need to split these classes up. Can't find anything anymore. That's what happens if it's grow. It needs some structure. We've got a seek class, and then we've got I don't know where it is anymore. It's gone. Test rig state. I've totally lost it today now. I think it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. Where's my list? It's gone. Have I not? There's two or three ways of doing stuff. Unless I put it in rig states. Did I put it in here? No, this is just a load. This is a class with no. Yeah, it's got nothing in it. It's just a load of placeholders. And we're not actually using the rig states yet. So what are we using then? Well, we are using it. So if I go over to the window and I go to this one here. Click it, so go to the definition. So we're creating a update the count. No, that's not it. I can't find anything anymore. I've never had that. I can't actually find anything. Let's have a look at this one. That's not it. Station seek. There's a station seek active list. But then we're creating a creating all that. Found station, it adds it to the list. Then we've got two lists and we just click on it and send it to, there it is. Sending it to where? The found label station count. Update found station count label. Right, that's updating the label, but that's nothing. Here it is. Station scope, list view, selected item. So that's making a selected item, so it chooses the ID number. Update the frequency, set the frequency, set I know where it is. I'm looking in the wrong place. I put it on the button. So I need to go to this one. Right, so this one is what does all the work. It's doing it here without so we're adding a rig state, add a new rig state to the list. To what list? QMB list view. So where's it getting this peak? Go to the definition, go to it. Right, so it's putting the straight to the list. It's not adding it to a separate list. So you can't scan the list, because we can scan the list view. I suppose you could make it selected item, and then it'll show it scrolling down the list, and then show you which one's on. But it'll set the frequency anyway. Yeah. So there's a lot of ways of doing this, isn't there? So we're doing this without a actual list view. No, a list. We've got a list view, but we're doing it without the list. Okay, maybe it's a different way of doing it. Doesn't matter. It's a more simple way of doing it, mate. I don't know. But you can't manipulate the list. You need to clear the list. You can clear the list view. So yeah, you can clear the list view. The same as you can clear the list. So I don't know, because we're storing in the list view a list of rig states. So storing that in there, so it's able to be retrieved again. And what's it doing? It's creating add new. So add a new rig states to the list. So that's the rig state, and that's the list it's adding it to. So let's have a look over here. And that's in QMB rig states. So I've got some C# code that does it. There's your. Oh, it is a list. Oh, it's a list of rig states. Okay, so rig state is everything you need to store a frequency. Yeah. So there's our list we couldn't find. List of rig states. Add a new one to the list. So we added it to the list, and we're adding a list view. So we're sending in the list view and adding the rig state. Then it's automatically adding it to the list of a rig state QMB rig states list. So it is doing it. It is doing it how I thought. That's crazy. Yeah, so we're adding it into the list view, not as a rig state. We're adding it as a station C class. Now is that? Oh, station scope station. So we're making a station scope, which is a so user control, the physical way to view it. So we're adding it to the list view, but we're putting in the station, which is a station C class. So we've got lots of stuff going on. We need to normalize that and be able to pass into a rig state into it, even though this will do for now. It's crazy. Anyway, oh god, it's 20 past 11 nearly. Okay. Anyway, so I don't know if I got anywhere tonight or not. Let's have a look. My brain's a bit fried today. Let's just have a quick look at what's gone on. Errors. Right, so we've quickly, we don't need that anymore, so let's get rid of that. We was going to create a new function, but not that one. Oh, yeah, so we need to create a new function at some point. Anyway, so we've got the ability to put the stuff in the list and click on the list and go to the, so you manually switch to it. I don't like the spacing here now. Needs spacing. Well, leave that for now. Alright, let's add some stuff. Right, anyway. So what I need to be able to turn that down, so click on that, we can listen, anything we click on we can listen to it there, but we need the ability to clear the list. Anyway, that's going to be enough for today, I think. Just want to animate. Let's animate that button. So we find the bit that animates that. So mouse down. Oh, nothing. How can it be nothing? 7-3 mate, yeah, you okay? Yeah, it's a bit of a long-winded stuff, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna knock it off in a minute. Yeah, let's knock it off. So I wanted to add that button. Have a good night. I'm going to bed as well. So that, I don't get that. So that's the A button. A button, mouse button down, go to definition. It's taking me to a blank. I don't know. Has something moved? I'm actually going nuts. Alright, let's have a look. So they're all empty. I can't be. Oh, I know. I'm actually forgetting what I did. So we need to go rig mouse down. Yeah, canvas down. So let's go on rig canvas down. No, that's not it. Animate button click. Right, let's find that. Find all references. So F button. A button. Oh, so
RSQ, CQ62, G4URM.
That's weird.
4 United Radio Mike, G4URM calling 62.
A button canvas mouse down. Oh, I'm getting confused. Anyway, so we need to add this to whichever button we want. So we need A button canvas mouse down. Let's try and find it.
G4URM.
So is that the A button?
4 United Radio Mike.
Yeah.
G4URM.
A button canvas mouse down. Go to definition. Oh, have I actually put 2 in instead of 1? Mouse button events. Right, let's go back again. Go to definition. No, it keeps adding it. A button, canvas, mouse down. There must be something. Button event args. And then we click on here. Hang on, let's go back to there. F button. A button, canvas, mouse down. Ah, mouse event. I don't know. Is that not the same one? It's not the same. Is that not the same that's down here? Preview mouse down. So what's the difference between the mouse event args and then you got mouse button event args? That's why it keeps adding it. We got the wrong. Although it did work. That's crazy. Mouse down, mouse down. So that's a different kind of event. So we've got the rig mouse down and we go to it. Takes you to that, so that's not it. So we must have a button label board. Let's get to these buttons. MV. So yeah, you got your buttons, the rest of your buttons. Preview mouse down. VM toggle. Right, so you got a preview mouse down, and that's going to the right one. No, it's not. So there's nothing there, so there's only point in doing it. There's no point at all. A, B, but oh, that's A, B button. So it's not the A button. F canvas, there it is. Here's the A button. Mouse down. Let's go to definition. So it constantly wants to go to that one. I don't get that. So it wants to create that one instead of the one we're using. But then I added another one. I had to have another one there for F button for the animation. It's very confusing, this program is. I think we better not do updates on this software. I don't know. But either the program's done something weird or I'm going insane. I don't know which one yet. Ah, here. Oh, that's your label. That doesn't do anything. Right, so it's not there. There's only one. So when you run the program, it must be going to the right one because it scans. But when I click on it, it takes me to this one. But this one takes me to a blank thing. Blank one. Because it wants to do mouse event arg. So if I just change that, it sees it as a different function, and the idea is adding an extra thing in. That's what's driving me nuts. So I need to go to the animated bit. Here it is. Change that for that. These are very similar and they send the same. So do that. It's probably going to tell me there's two the same now if I build it. Yeah, already a definition. See, there's it. It's just one little event that's different. So if I go to this now and go to there and go to the definition, it goes to the right one now. Yeah, that's good. So I just need to change. Yeah, I need to put mouse button event args instead of. So all those. Oh, they've got it. They've actually got it. It's just that one that was wrong. Right. But it did fire it up. If I undo that. See, there it is. And I redo it. So, hang on. Yeah, so that was just that one that was different. These were right. But it did work. It activated it, even though the program wanted to send me to a blank one. Very strange. Anyway, let's put it back. Right, so the rest are okay. That's what happens if you keep swapping button events. Anyway, we've got the right one now. Let's just see if we have got the right one. So it is a mouse down. Yeah. Right, that can be confusing. Let's get rid of it again. So let's put it back again now. Let's take that away. And hopefully it'll still just carry on working. So that's why it's created these as well. Oh, they're a previous mouse down. We're not using it. So I want to, yeah, still got the function. So I want the animation bit over there. That's what I'm after. All I want to do is go to this one and copy the data from that over to the QMB. So that's a preview mouse down. Why am I doing a preview mouse down on that when I should have done just a mouse down? I've already got it there, haven't I? Yeah, I've already got that because it's adding a thing to the list. It's the right thing. Well, I don't think we need to do a preview mouse down because we've already got a working animation. So we'll change that to mouse down. And we've already got something in there, yeah. So we've got something in there because it's doing a click. Well, so was the other one, surely. Right, let's just go to this one again. Yeah, that's got something as well. So this center bit we need to replace with what we're doing. So we need to keep that there. So that'll be part of our new action. So we've got to go in there like that. We've got to copy that out of there. replace this bit with our new bit. That's it, and we should have animation. But yeah, should be, yeah, animate it. Let's try it. Let's see if it works. Right, whether it's the right shape. Sort of. Sort of doing something. Well, they are only squares. Yeah. Yeah, it's just animating the click area. That's okay, it's better than nothing. So that one doesn't do nothing. Right, so that's okay. That one's done. The fast hasn't got one on it. But that, yeah, fast, slow. That'll do for now, so we'll sort that out. Yeah, so I sorted that bit out, no problem. So we've got to apply that to all the different buttons. Anyway, this is where I should upload it or save it to GitHub, but we're not connected to anything. Why aren't we connected? Well, I'm going to have to sort that out next time as well. Anyway, let's close that down. Let's just bring it up on its own without anything else. Alright, so yeah, we haven't got default screen on now because I've set it to something else, but yeah, it should be showing scope view then. Because the default screen, you know, I've overridden it. Let me open it back up again. It's about to go to bed. Open it back up and just take that default one out. Take the default thing out of it. Right, so that we've made it default. Tab control, where's the tab? Where we, hang on, tab item. Display, hang on, that needs to be the default. That's, it won't like it because we've already so we've already got one. Take that out of there. Okay, that'll be our default. We've got to go and map all that back out again. Let's just build that. Hopefully everything else will tie in. So launch that again without the ID. So there's your. That's it. So it starts up with this one. We've got to sort this out as well. So we want to scan, so all these have got to change because they should be doing something else. So until you press that. The default setting is too high, so just got a load of noise at the minute. Okay, stop it there. Let's just put just noise we got now. They've all gone to bed. Well, in this country, which shouldn't matter because the propagation's gone. Don't know. Right, so you got two lists. It doesn't tell you what the list is. So it ought to have a header, really. Yeah, you need to put a header in. So we can choose any of these lists. And now we've got a list, we can scan through any of these lists, scan that list or this list. There's no point scanning that list because that's a scan of a that'll just be a scan of a scan. You might as well just go again. 101, it's not updating, is it? So we have not updated that list, even though that's got to be done. It never ends, is it? Right, anyway, that's the thumbnail. Okay, that's gonna be it. That's it then, so thanks for watching and catch you next time. Bye for now.
Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.